I can feel myself becoming a Google Pixel fanboy, and it hurts. But I'm actually here for it. Over the past week or so, I've been using the Google Pixel 8 Pro. There it is. And in that time, I've realized there are a lot of things that I like about this phone. And I thought, as the Pixel is the number 8, I would do my favorite 8 things that I like about the Pixel 8 Pro. And I found it really difficult to whittle this down to just my 8 favorite things about the Google Pixel. But I have struggled for you. And I have got my favorite 8 things about the Pixel that I absolutely love. So here's a list. You can see it goes from display, design, battery, customization, all the classic stuff that you would expect. But there's reasons behind why I love absolutely every single one of these things. So let's get straight into it. And these are the 8 things that I love about the Pixel 8 Pro. We'll start with my absolute favorite thing that I love about this phone, and it is that nice big display. It is a 6.7-inch OLED display, and the internet says here it's stunning. And I'd never use the word stunning to describe anything, but this is pretty close. Everything about it is just really good. The colors just stand out. That home screen looks unbelievable on this Pixel 8 Pro. And if you're watching content on this on YouTube or on Disney, I feel like it's as close as you're going to get to the accurate colors of what the person who was making it wanted it to look like. That 120 Hz on this is so smooth, like it's so silly, like it just is really good and nice to use. It seems like it's one of the faster 120 Hz displays that I've ever used. I'm not sure whether that is a thing, but it seems like it. And then going through and viewing your videos and your pictures that you've taken on that camera just look so good. So that is the first thing that I love about this Pixel, but it doesn't stop there because the design is something that is just really simple, but also really good. They have improved the design a bit this year. Now that glossy back has gone and we have this weird kind of almost matte textured back. That is made using the Pixel 8 Pro even better because it's just not as slippery as it was on last year's 7 Pro. And then on the back of that phone, we have that camera visor, which I think looks so good now. Like, originally, I saw this and thought that is the ugliest thing you can put on a phone. Why would anyone do it? But now I'm like, it's like, you know, when you first see a baby that's like your cousin, you think, oh, it's ugly. But then in like 6 months, you go, oh, it's not too bad. That's the camera visor. In another video, I complained about the volume up and down buttons being here. I thought they were really low and a little bit rubbish, but actually, it's really useful. If you're watching a video and you think it might be a bit loud or you're on TikTok, it makes it so much easier with your thumb just to reach those volume buttons. And that's part of the design that I really like. The new matte glass finish on the back is just making the design of this phone go even further. And I think having that little hole punch cutout is actually a really good move. On any phone that I ever get, the one thing that I look for is how good is the battery. And on the Pixel 8 Pro so far, the battery is so good. I'm trying to think of a really good way to explain it, but it's just like, you can go out and you know that you're not going to have to charge your phone. You can do an entire day's usage with going through the camera, recording 4K videos, taking photos, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. You can do all of that and still not have to worry about the battery running out. It's a 5050 milliamp hour battery and it's as good as it sounds. It genuinely just is unproblematic, and this is one of the reasons why I love the Pixel 8 Pro so much, because the bigger, the better, the longer lasting the battery, like, you've got me. That's all I want in a phone, is to not worry about the battery life. And so far on the Pixel 8 Pro, that is exactly it. I go into the settings at the moment and it says on here that I have got 81% battery and it should last around about a day and 2 hours. And I absolutely believe that it would last a day and 2 hours. It is that good. And then we come on to just the operating system itself. Android 14 is so good, and I apologize for ever criticizing Android because this is right up there with iOS. For me, iOS is the perfect OS. It's just simple, it's easy to use, and there's no complications, and it used to do things that no other operating system did. But now, Android 14 seems like it's almost taken a step back, grown up a little bit, and it's presented itself on this Pixel 8 Pro, and I feel like it's as optimized now as iOS is. Finding anything in settings is really easy, just it being snappy and quick, like the animations, all these little things on this phone make Android 14 and the Pixel 8 so fun to use. The Google search bar at the bottom to quickly get into apps. I know some people don't like it, but it's just like Spotlight on iOS, and it works better because it is always there. Things like the at a glance feature on the home screen, really useful. Then you can have on your lock screen, Google just recognize the songs that are playing around you. So I was in a bar literally last night, and my friend said, oh, get Shazam out. I didn't need to, because already on my home screen, it told me what the song was that was playing. And that's something that iOS just doesn't and can't do. And then it brings me on to that next bit that I really like about the Pixel, and that's the customization. And I'm not someone that will go and customize their phone loads. Like, I'm not going to install a different launcher like Nova launcher. I'm just stick with what Google has. However, just things like that new AI wallpaper feature are so cool. Like, you can create really cool wallpapers from it, and you don't really even have to do anything. You can have the live wallpapers, which is one of my favorite things on the Google Pixel. You can change your apps to be anywhere. The widgets you can place anywhere. It's this customization that actually I really like, and it kind of makes every Pixel 8 Pro different to another Pixel 8 Pro. I mean, mine won't be that different because I won't customize it loads, but you get what I'm saying. There's a feature that's been in beta forever on a Google Pixel, but that is just being able to change the icons to match what is going on the phone, so you can have them be a completely different color. And it doesn't work on every icon, but it works on most, and it looks really good. So I can't really say anything else about Android 14 and the customization on this Pixel 8 Pro because it makes it so good to use. And you might sit there and think, oh, you can't be that excited about a phone. This is actually so much fun to use. And one of the other things that I really like about a Pixel is the fact that you have multiple ways to unlock the phone. I complained in one of the other videos I put up about the Face ID not being great on this phone and how I think it should be improved, and I kind of stand by that. I feel like Face ID is absolutely the best way to unlock your phone. Having said that though, I'm really not against this fingerprint reader. Fingerprint readers for me in the past I always thought were a little bit rubbish, especially when they were underneath the display because they didn't work all the time. But on the Pixel 8 Pro, the fingerprint reader is unbelievable. Every single time it hits, I've really rarely had it fail, and there's just something really easy about being able to unlock your phone with your finger. I kind of forget it's just almost like a natural thing to do. And the reason you have to have it in your Pixel is just because that Face ID is obviously not as good as it could or should be. But the fingerprint reader on here, I think, is so quick and just kind of works every single time. And it's one of my favorite things about a Pixel. It's weird, isn't it, that unlocking your phone is one of your favorite things, but I mean, I do it, 300 times a day, so I have to enjoy the way I unlock it, and the fingerprint reader is really good. Now, number 7 on the list of things that I love about this Pixel 8 Pro is something that I'm not used to having work well, and that is Google Assistant. Because I'm so used to using an iPhone and Siri is horrific and really not very good at doing anything. However, Google Assistant is so good and works way more accurately than anything that Siri could ever do. Just asking it how long it will take me to get somewhere, it will tell me, instead of going, oh, go and check your phone and maybe you can have a look later. Or asking it simple questions about things and TV shows or just normal trivia questions that you might need to ask. It will tell you rather than saying, I've sent a link to your phone, which is what Siri does almost every single time. It works really well for just turning on and off lights. So for example, turn off all the lights, and then really quickly, all the lights will turn off. I feel like Google Assistant has definitely got better since the last time that I used it properly, and it is a lot quicker at just normal questions and commands that you need to use. The only problem with it is that it doesn't sound very human. If they made it a little bit more human-like, I think it would be a really great feature in a Pixel. But for now, it's better because it's not Siri. Finally, I can't tell you I love a Pixel 8 Pro and give you a list of 8 things if I don't include the cameras being in that list of 8 things. I've had a little bit of time to go out and play with the cameras and use that 5x zoom, the ultra-wide, the main lens, and honestly, the cameras and the photos are so good on this. The 5x zoom has so much detail and it just looks so nice. I still think maybe ever so slightly oversaturated, but besides that, it really stacks up with anything else that I'm using. I mention it in all the videos that I do, but video is a big thing for me on the Pixel, and I've noticed that if I download it, put it into Final Cut, and then show it on a video, it seems really jumpy and laggy, right? But if I just look at it on my phone, then it works really well and it's really crisp and I have no complaints about it. The 5x zoom in camera is so good and nice and crisp The stabilization is really good, and genuinely, I have no complaints about it. And I might have been wrong. I think maybe this does stack up with the video on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It just doesn't look like it when I download it into Final Cut. So that's a bit of a problem. But besides that, camera, photos, videos on this Pixel 8 Pro, I love them. There you go. There's 8 things that I love about the Google Pixel 8 Pro. And it is slowly almost becoming my phone. It's so close. I just need to try and get over a bit of a hurdle. Again, the one thing I hate, Pixel Watch. So don't even bother. Don't even just get started with that. That's kind of holding me back a bit. And things like Android Auto, which I'm not a huge fan of. But so far, so good with this. That battery, the cameras, the display, Android 14, I really like it. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And if you can subscribe to the channel, that would be really good because it really helps me out and makes me make more of these Google Pixel videos. So if you subscribe to the channel, then I will see you later.